Tonight on the plot hole, we have a battle of wits, a contest of quips. Or we've got a wannabe flerf who's trying to pull the wool over MCToon's eyes. Good afternoon, everyone. Gianni from the plot hole here. It's been a while since I've done one of these news type shows, and I know there's going to be some jackass frauders in there. You're not really near. I don't care. Go spit. Anyway, after watching MCToon's destruction of a scam artist, Danny Seppings, I had to sit down and talk with him about it. So let's get into it. With me, I have the MC of all MCs, Mr. MCToon. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All right, now, talk around the town is you've been playing. It's kind of funny. You got a shirt that says the Toonies, when really we know what that's a reference to. And your name is Michael.
Yes. That's
amazing. Because you played a little bit of a detective, an investigator these past, what? How long have you been looking into this guy? Quite a bit. That's a lot of information you have on him.
It was only a week, actually.
Really?
So I did, a week ago yesterday, I did the first round with him. And then the next day is when I was doing a little more investigation. Somebody had put one word in a comment. Jalopnik. A weird one. I'm like, was that a mistype? So I Googled Jalopnik, Jalopnik, I think, and Danny Seppings, and I found an article on him about his super replicas scam.
Now the super replica scam, that's the car scam you had in Brazil, right?
Panama, yes.
Panama, sorry, Panama.
Yes.
Hi, today I want to present this gorgeous Apollo IE replica for only $24,900. This perfect identical replica with an LS7 Corvette V8 twin-turbo 1,000 horsepower engine. This is a gorgeous replica and you can have it. It will take 6 weeks to assemble and 2 weeks to have it delivered to your home.
There are a lot of great kit car manufacturers out there, but like any industry, there's also quite a few shady brands looking to scam enthusiasts out of thousands of dollars. One such company is Super Replicas, based out of David, Panama. They claim to offer an entire lineup of replica cars, from Bugatti lookalikes to Lamborghini rivals, all of which cost only $20,000 to $30,000. But after paying off the long list of complicated charges, customers would never receive an actual car for their money.
To my knowledge, I don't think they shipped any. Maybe they shipped some, but they certainly did not ship as many as I think they got down payments for. I don't have any details on that, so I can't be specific, but I found Ryan Grassley, who has a channel called Half Throttle, and he has a channel called Alt Throttle, where he had done some undercover work. So we brought a camera into the Super Replicas factory.
I saw this,
and it's worth watching. And he sent me a bunch of pictures, which I didn't. I have so much information on him, I just can't share it all. Where he showed the pictures of the inside of this one car that they had actually been doing some work on, and it's got the classic Pontiac interior. You know, the air conditioning controls and everything, but the promotional videos is actually Danny or this other guy that was like the front man sitting in a real sports car, a real Ferrari or a real Lamborghini or of some sort, talking to the camera, but it was at a show. And he's like, "This is our car." It's not. And here, look in the behind the headrest is the emblem that we added. It wasn't. It was the real car. And they were so sloppy about it that even some of the cars that they claimed were theirs and put up on certain places were like these highly customized cars from sports people that owned them. They never did their due diligence to see if the car that they were pretending to make was very unique.
Yeah, easily identifiable to some extremely specific celebrity. I won't say he's actually a really successful con man.
Yes,
he is. This guy. He's a dangerous type person, because sitting down yesterday watching the beginning of yesterday's live stream. I'm not going to call it debate because it wasn't. Like yesterday's bear trap. Very well done, by the way. But sitting down watching this bear trap, you know, he has this, you know, this affable nature that he's kind of aloof and, oh, I'm just here to learn. And you know what I mean? He seems a very likable person, which is what, to me, is the most dangerous thing about it.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to thank you, Michael, for letting me come back on again. I really appreciate it. And I tell you what, that last time we were discussing all the different things regarding flat Earth, I really got a lot out of it. And one of the things that when a person does convert over from being from the globe model into the flat Earth model, it's quite therapeutic because, you know, being under so much stress for so long under the, you know, whatever, in my case, it was a religious cult that I was participating in, and the flat Earth information seemed to be a breath of fresh air for me. But one of the things that I try to do as much as I possibly can is be as teachable and understanding whenever there are points that, you know, I may, oh gosh, I totally overlooked that. And like that thrust, I was convinced that it took off, not on zero, but she did point out, and I've found the video to prove that point. So I'm really grateful, mate. You're doing an amazing job there, and it is it's a great opportunity to discuss different views.
It's what he does. It's been his life for decades.
It's one grift to the next.
Yeah. He had that when he was in Honduras. He was telling people that he was going to get them security jobs at 2 to 3 times the going rate. So people came in huge numbers, and he charged a small fee to apply. He had 22,000 applications when they arrested him. I did the math. It was $277,000 US dollars equivalent.
That's crazy.
In that year, I looked up that year's exchange rate. And he had a plane ticket to Canada for a couple days after his arrest.
Wow.
So, and that was in,
and this he'd already been booted out of the States for a bomb threat he made against the Mormon church. It was this in Missouri?
Missouri, yeah. He did the bomb threat in April 2nd of 99. And because of that, it was a federal crime that got the attention. He got arrested, and then they're like, oh, you are here illegally, out.
Why do you think he came over here to the States? Do you think that it was that his main goal was to relocate his base, his operations, and he saw the Mormon church as an easy target? Or? Well,
I think he grew up Mormon.
Okay.
And in his biography, which I found, it's the website's gone, but archive.org has it. He said that he starts the story by saying that his mom and dad were threatening to put him into an institution against his will if he didn't stop claiming apostasy about the Mormon church.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Basically, what he was saying is that, but if I know the word apostasy, that word, he basically is saying he's like chosen by God to come down and lead the church.
Yep. Okay. So that's why he went to the United States. He landed in San Francisco, went up to Washington State, then got down to Utah, tried to confront the leadership there. They said no. I don't know. It's in his biography.
You know, for the Christians who have doubts, you know, who are still hanging on to the globe and even considering the flat Earth, I tell you, just keep an open mind, because it took me a while. It took me 3 years to actually shake the shackles of what it meant to start looking at the world differently than what, you know, we were programmed as kids. Anyway, so...
okay, so let's skip ahead. Let's go back to yesterday. Now, so yesterday, I got to say, I knew what was going on when I saw that look in your face. You don't play poker very well, mind you. I don't know how. This is what gets me. This is what tells me how arrogant Danny is, because I'm looking at you and I see a cat who has a mouse and you're just playing with it, just toying with it.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about. I didn't see the previous debate with Danny. I knew nothing about this guy. Yesterday was the first time that I had any kind of experience with this character, and I'm watching you toy with this guy.
Picture that you took on your Canon. You took it on your Canon body with a 400mm zoom lens,
which is this baby.
What about that?
And
no,
some on my Pixar and some on the...
Yeah, so this one you took with your Pixel phone.
Okay, so this one, yes, this one was done with the phone.
Okay, and this one was the Canon... Hold on.
I don't know which ones there were, but because I did a whole bunch of them, and you said you only got 3 of my photos, I actually sent you 8.
Yeah, I got the others. I got the others, but like 5 were about the same as this.
Oh, okay.
So I'm only showing the one.
Let me just check here, because on here, I did send you extras.
That's fine. You don't need to bring it up. I'm just curious, this particular one, this particular photograph you took with your Canon EOS and a 400mm zoom lens.
Yeah, again, I can't tell you because I'm not doing this by memory. It was a rush job. It was late. I came home from work. I quickly took the snaps and then left.
Okay.
And I loaded them all up on the computer, so I don't know what was what.
I could tell that you were directing him to make sure that he said the things that you wanted him to say in order to expose his bullshit. And you went next level. Like, you dug into some metadata on some photographs.
It included the EXIF information in the one you emailed to me.
Okay.
Do you know what EXIF information is?
That would be the information telling you the source of where the photo came from.
Mm-hmm. Including
so the ones I sent you all came from one source, did they? Because I've got a whole album full of different photos.
Yep. They all came from the same device. They all came from a Pixel 3. So this one was not taken with a Canon EOS with a 400mm lens. It was taken with the same phone as this one. They have the identical EXIF information for the phone.
Oh,
the
excellent.
other thing is,
that's good.
This photo also includes...
So that even shows you how good the Pixel phone is.
Well, yeah, it also shows the magnetic angle. The angle that the phone was pointing.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
Longitude, I suppose.
He's not very experienced in the flat Earth realm, so that was to my advantage. He sent me the pictures on Facebook, and Facebook strips the metadata. So I said, hey, could you send them to me in email? They're higher quality. They are. And he emailed them to me. He actually sent me a link to his Google Drive. They were all in one folder. Yeah, so I could only download them. I couldn't get other stuff, but
right.
But yeah, I got the raw data as it came off of his phone. Every single one of them was taken by a Google Pixel 3 phone. But he claimed that some of them, in particular, and I verified with him in DM that they were taken with his big camera, his big lens. So, but the metadata was still that it was a Google Pixel phone.
3.
Yeah. But then, yeah, he sent. I'll back up one more. He had sent a small cropped photo that was from the similar location, but it showed the marina over on the left. That was all he had. That was the first one. That's all he had. 400 pixels wide. I looked up. He said, this is in Port C. I looked at Port C. There's no marinas. I said, that's fishy. Well, for example, right here on the pier, this photo has a magnetic direction of 7. That would be 7 degrees azimuth.
Right.
Now, in this area, right around Melbourne, the magnetic declination is just under 12 east. Do you know what that means?
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
We're talking like degrees, 12 degrees.
Yes,
from
12 degrees to the east. So you do a little bit of math and you find out that it's leaning, that magnetic declination is leaning 12 to the east, so you have to subtract 12 off. So you're looking, this is looking just about due north.
Okay.
Right? And the phones aren't their margin of error on their magnetic declination's a little off.
Okay.
This shows that it was a Pixel 3. Now this one, this is interesting. This shows that the image direction is 241. You know what that means? That's a 241 degree azimuth, and then you need to subtract 12.
Okay.
You know what that means? That means you were not looking north. You were looking northwest.
Yeah, that's
Northwest.
because one photo I'm standing at the front of the actual pier, and the other one I walked all the way out.
I talked to 2 people in Australia that lived nearby. One of them in particular took it up. This was the guy that showed up eventually live. He said, I think that's Brighton Beach, which is really close to Melbourne. It's like 5 miles away. And instead of 35 miles across the water.
Right.
But then he's like, I said, can you send those to me? I'll prep them for the show. And well, he sent these other ones that he had taken. And the metadata said it was January 2nd that he took it. But it was from the same location. But he didn't have the marina. And he must have thought he was going to fool me because the marina wasn't in it. Yeah, well, let me show you. Let me show you when I go measure direction here, measure distance. What that means. So a angle of that 241 would be about this direction. So here's the pier. You said you're on the end of the pier, right there, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that you and so the EXIF information tells us that the phone was angling this way, but the problem is that Melbourne is over in this direction.
Yeah.
You weren't facing this direction. You were facing this direction. There's another problem though.
Yep.
You did not take that picture from Portsea Pier.
Show me.
Here is an overlay of your photograph. You see your photograph there? The inset that's got the people in it. And then the rest of that's from Brighton Beach area. So he drove. It's about 2 hours from Melbourne to Portsea, I think.
Uh-huh.
So where, I don't know where he lives, but other than Melbourne area. He drove all the way to Portsea, and he actually took pictures of himself on the pier. And you can see the pier in the background. It's the Portsea Pier. And my guess is that he did not see Melbourne, expecting to see it.
Right.
And then he drove up farther, kept driving until he could see it. And it wasn't until he got to Brighton Beach that he could see it. And then he set up, and he said he was on a bench. He said he was on a bench on the pier. So he sent me those. After he sent me those, Aussie Baller, this is his name. I said Globehead. It's Aussie Baller. Who lives in Melbourne, had found the exact location, knew exactly where it was. I had been looking on Google Maps and stuff, and I knew pretty close where it was. He's like, I know exactly where that is.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
That is what I'm saying. You took that photograph from Brighton Beach. Now, Brighton Beach is significantly closer. Much closer. Here's an example of a Google Images photograph from Brighton Beach. Do you see that?
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah, it's the same.
That's the same. That's the same picture.
Yeah.
The same as from here. Oh no, look at that. And here's another one from Google Images. Look at that. I prepped this because I found out where you actually took that. And funny enough, I asked a friend to have a look. I have with me Aussie Globehead, who lives nearby and is currently at that exact location.
Oh, that's terrific.
That's terrific. Yes, that is terrific because it's showing It's showing what.
So can you see the bottoms of the buildings?
No. Here's the problem,
You can,
Danny.
can't you?
Here's the problem, Danny. Don't you? I trapped you. You said
I know
you took that.
You have, but I'll get back to that in a moment.
You took that from Portsea Pier.
But anyway, you're
going to No. I'm exposing you, Danny. You said this was from Portsea Pier multiple times.
And I will prove
multiple times you said that in this very stream.
Listen to me.
No. This is your chance to be embarrassed because you said this was Portsea Pier. So here we have.
But
here we have no.
Do you remember I said to you?
All right, you're not talking right now. Now we have with us. Nobody can hear you. We have right here Aussie Globehead, who is standing in the very location that you actually took that photograph. Now, if you are muted, Danny, and Aussie Globehead, you can talk if you want. So I did the work. I did the metadata. Worked with Aussie Baller. Aussie Baller did an overlay of Danny's picture and another picture taken from that location.
Right.
It lined up.
Yeah, it was a spot-on match.
Yeah, not even a question. So he's like, I can be ready to live stream right there. I can be at that location. Danny had no idea. And so this is all to Aussie Baller. He was so good about it. What a great guy. I'm like, can I thank you? I sent him some stuff.
So do you think maybe he was trying to make some shit up so he could, usurp Dubé as the guy?
That is my guess that he was intending to make this his next grift. He contacted me after the first debate, asking if he could pay me to come on. He wanted to pay me to come on. Like, nobody's ever asked that before.
It's unusual.
And he did not fare well. I thought he'd be angry and never want to talk to me again. Totally the opposite. So it must be that's my thinking. And I spoke with Ranty, Flerf Perspective, today, and he's of the same opinion that this was his next grift target.
Toon, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. I thoroughly enjoyed your bear trap of Danny. Do you have any plans for the future? Any future dealings with Danny? Are you done with this?
Well, if he shows up again, yes. I mean, I told him at the end, I said, I have all of this information. All these websites I have stored as PDFs already, right? So if they go away, I still have them. If you show up again, Danny, I'm right there. Your scamming is done publicly. And really what he needs to be held to justice for all of the different things that he's done. He's been super slippery. And it's in different countries, so difficult. But he's in Australia now. I can confirm that.
Got pictures of it.
If there are any super replica victims in Australia, well, then maybe they can get that stripy jumpsuit on him that he needs.
And that's our show. If you enjoyed yourself, hit that like button on your way to the next video. Subscribe to the channel and slap the bell like MCToon slapped Danny's chances of scamming so you don't miss an episode. I want to send a special shout out to all my channel members and patrons, as your support truly means the world to me. As always, I'm Johnny O, and it's that time. That's right, it's time for Finger Guns, baby.